mind-blowing psychology facts about women, love, and human behavior. According to research, when we're uncertain about how to behave, we naturally look to others for cues. This is why crowds often move in unison, even if no one is leading. Psychologists call this social conformity, and it explains why people may copy group behavior, even when they know it's wrong, just to feel safe and accepted. According to studies, we tend to like people more after doing them a favor, a phenomenon known as the Ben Franklin effect. This happens because our brains justify the effort we put in. If we helped someone, we subconsciously decide we must like them. Otherwise, why would we have done it? Research indicates that memories are not perfect snapshots of the past. They're reconstructed every time we recall them, which means small details can change over time. This is why two people can remember the same event very differently. Memory is flexible and often unreliable. According to psychological research, we tend to overestimate how much people think about us, a bias called the spotlight effect. In reality, most people are too busy worrying about themselves to notice our small mistakes or awkward moments. Studies show that humans are wired for connection. Chronic loneliness can damage health as much as smoking or obesity. Relationships and community are not just emotional needs, they're biological necessities. According to research, people who spend money on experiences like travel, concerts, or adventures report higher long-term happiness than those who buy material possessions. That's because experiences create emotional memories that grow more meaningful over time, while objects lose novelty. Studies indicate that facial expressions influence emotions. For example, even forcing a smile can trick your brain into releasing dopamine, which lifts your mood. This is known as the facial feedback hypothesis. The body influences the mind. According to brain imaging studies, your brain reacts to verbal rejection the same way it reacts to physical pain. Social rejection activates the same pain centers as a physical injury, which explains why being excluded or insulted can feel so crushing. Research shows that the mind can trick the body into physical responses. For example, mental imagery of exercise can activate neural pathways that strengthen muscles slightly, even without movement. This proves the brain and body are deeply connected. According to cognitive psychology, we avoid cognitive dissonance, the uncomfortableness of holding two conflicting beliefs by justifying decisions. For example, someone who makes a bad purchase may convince themselves it was worth it to reduce inner conflict. Research indicates that multisensory experiences, like hearing a sound while seeing a related image, are processed more deeply in the brain. That's why ads with both visuals and music stick in memory, and why learning with multiple senses improves recall. Studies show that the fear of being judged often holds people back more than actual failure. Social anxiety is rooted in our survival need for group acceptance. Thousands of years ago, rejection could mean isolation and death, so our brains evolved to treat judgment as a threat. According to research, our perception of time changes with emotion. In moments of fear or excitement, time feels slower because the brain processes more details. In routine or boredom, time speeds up because fewer memories are being formed. Studies show that even brief eye contact can increase feelings of trust, connection, and empathy between strangers. That's why eye contact is such a powerful tool in relationships, leadership, and even persuasion. According to psychological research, we remember emotionally intense events better than neutral ones. This is why insults often stick longer than compliments. Negative emotions leave stronger imprints in memory. Research suggests that listening to sad music can actually improve mood. It allows emotional release, validates feelings, and creates comfort by making us feel understood. Studies in color psychology show that colors affect mood and behavior. Blue is linked to calmness and focus, while red can raise energy, alertness, and sometimes aggression. Marketers use these effects strategically in branding and advertising. According to neuroscience research, when we receive praise or attention, the brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, the same reaction that happens when we fall in love. This is why admiration feels addictive. Studies show we're more likely to remember the first and last items in a list, a phenomenon called the serial position effect. This is why teachers and speakers often put their most important points at the beginning and end. According to research, humans have a powerful tendency to conform to the behavior of others, especially in uncertain situations. This instinct is deeply rooted in evolution. For our ancestors, sticking with the group often meant safety from predators, better chances of finding food, and a stronger chance of survival. Going against the group could mean isolation, which was dangerous. Psychologists called this social conformity, and classic experiments like Solomon Asch's lying test proved how strong it is. In his studies, participants often gave obviously wrong answers just to match the group, even when they knew the truth. That's how powerful the need to belong can be. Even today, this instinct shows up everywhere. People copy group actions at work meetings to avoid embarrassment, follow trends in fashion or technology to fit in, and even adjust their opinions when surrounded by majority views. It's not always negative. Conformity can create cooperation, harmony, and order, but it can also stop people from speaking up, even when they know something is wrong. At its core, conformity comes from two main drivers: normative influence, the desire to be liked and accepted by others, and informational influence, the belief that others might know something we don't, especially when the situation is unclear. Understanding this tendency helps us see why people often go with the crowd, and more importantly, when it might be wiser to stand apart. And there you have it, some of the most fascinating psychological facts about love, behavior, and the human mind. These insights prove one thing: our thoughts, emotions, and actions are rarely random. They're deeply influenced by hidden patterns, powerful biases, and ancient instincts we don't even realize are at play. But here's the good news. Once you understand these patterns, you can use them to your advantage. You can improve your relationships, boost your confidence, and see the world through a sharper lens. If this opened your eyes, don't let it stop here. Hit that like button so more people can discover these truths, and make sure to subscribe for more powerful psychology insights that will change the way you think about yourself and others. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below, and let's start a real conversation. Remember, knowledge isn't power until you apply it. So take these insights, use them in your daily life, and watch how your connections and confidence begin to shift. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.